Hey family, I don't know what happened to my old video. That thing went dark on me. But this is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Boom, boom, boom. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I don't know, it's like every time I sing this song, I get really, really pumped. But look, family. Y'all know what I said my name was, right? Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Do I act like a 64-year-old stuck-up man? I'm gonna tell y'all, I was sharing this on the other video before it went dark on me, right? My spiritual life means so much to me. And for some of y'all that might not understand when I say spiritual life, I'm talking about being more like happy, joyous, and free. It's a feeling that you have inside, right? Of being happy, joyous, and free. That's why when I tell people, whenever you hear me say the word that I am a Christian, I am a lover, I am a follower of Christ, right? I'm looking at the human being, right? I'm looking at the characteristics of that human being from what I read and studied up on. As far as being loving, kind, considerate, stuff like that, right? Passionate, warm, and things like that, because I realized that's me. But I understood too, from what I read biblically, he got angry and he flipped the table over. And when I read that, that helped me to understand, and it's not to try to make it a religious thing, right? I'm just talking. It just helped me to identify with me as a human being that has a good side to his personality, and also can be a rotten, no good sucker. You get me? You can lie to yourself. I am not lying to myself today. I know who I am inside. I know where I came from inside. I'm not lost like I used to be. You get me? That's why I speak the way I do. And I wish I had people that can seriously talk with me about certain things like keeping life real. And I believe because of the confidence that I have in me, because of the courage, because of the work that I have done over the past 33 years of living on a whole new journey, right? And setting boundaries, morals, values, principles that I can stand on and be proud, right? I think I intimidate a lot of people. You don't have to be intimidated by me. And to be honest with y'all, I don't really want to say this, but I have been asking AI questions. I have been, a lot of my posters I create come from Chat GPT, and I will ask them questions as well, because I know it's a machine now, but now AI generated stuff, but it has information in it. And anything you want to know just about that's going on around the world, in the world, with life in general, it will break certain things down for you, because understand, it's in the system. Okay? So the same way y'all do research, the same way you do your statistics, the same way you do your studies, I wasn't into technology like that. But now, because of the way I live my life, I don't run across too many adults that's accurate and they're talking to me. So when I ask AI questions, I might want to know why people act a certain way, because it might not make sense to me. But now, keep in mind, it will break certain things down to me to help me better understand that there's basically nothing wrong with the way I see life. And mainly when it comes to observing other people as well. So keep in mind, when you're talking to somebody like me, who used to live on a road of destruction, full of lies, manipulating, being a con artist, playing his people for games. Do you know we recognize that unhealthy behavior in other people? Because it reminds us a little of ourselves. Y'all might not, it might not hit you, right? You might not realize it. But that's why when y'all hear me say stuff like real, recognize real. Because if you full of shit, we can see it. So you have had to live a certain way of life and recognize it. It's like you seeing yourself in others. You get it? That's why I be laughing at people, right? Mainly when you really think you're getting over on somebody. And then somebody like me, right? I spot you for who you is. And I'll be like, the goal is to give you a chance. And then a chance. And then after that, it's like those 3 strikes. It's the 3 strikes. You freaking out. You're out of here. Because what you do when somebody recognizes your bull crap, right? You try to work on it. That's all. Because what tends to happen, family, and like I said, my spiritual growth means so much to me. What tends to happen, it's like, oh my God, you could be a great, wonderful person. Because I'm seeing that side of you. That's what you presenting. And then when that other one shows up, I'm like, oh my God. It's like, now I gotta let you go. So that's why, in a way, family, I'm just saying, you know, you want to remain true to yourself. Because when you take that and you bring it into any relationship, it don't have to be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Anytime you connect with somebody and they find you cool and y'all okay, all right, once I see that snake in you, I gotta decide for myself, do I want to continue being bothered with that person as well? It's the same individual. I like when people try to tell me, mainly when you know yourself right, I like when people try to make you out to be wrong. I'm telling you, you're a replica of myself. That's why we see each other the way we do. It's like we see straight through you. Don't we talk like that? Man, I'll see right through you. Your bull crap and stuff is this. But now, to get back to what I was saying, as a spiritual human being who had to learn to become one with himself, if I tell you I started out religiously, listen to the words I just said. I started out religiously. It was based around the religion. Being a Baptist, growing up in the Baptist, well, my mother and them Baptist, stuff like that, right? So they pushed it on us. But growing up, in a Baptist church once I got clean. So I called myself Live Accordingly. 5 years into going to Browns Memorial, I heard Malachi York say something right that threw me off. For 3 years, I was without a church. So whenever we talk about being in the wilderness, that's what it reminded me of. I was without, I moved away from fellowshipping, worshiping, and stuff like that. So I was out in the wilderness, even though I had to still maintain my sobriety and stuff. Eventually, I was beginning to feel spiritually dead inside. If you never experienced what I'm saying out my mouth, understand that I understand you don't really know where I'm coming from. Because you have to have been through certain things, because what was more important to me, for 3 years, I was starting to feel spiritually empty. And my family and I ended up going to the Church of Redeemed. That's been a little over 25 years ago. And now, mind you, I didn't understand the difference at this time between preaching and teaching. Bishop teaches, he don't preach. He don't go and the Lord said, and that, He don't yell, he don't scream, he don't do none of that. He takes the Bible and he breaks it down so plain and simple. What he does, he talks about how God worked with them during that time. That's the first covenant that God made with his people. Right? Adam was supposed to have been an example for the human race of not being disobedient to the Father, the Creator. Ooh, I love the way I said that. That's all he did, was disobey the Creator, the Father that created him. That's just like if I tell my son and them to do something and they don't do it, they disobey their Father. See how simple that started looking to me after a while? Well, anyway, before I get lost, it was based around the religion. Then once I started going towards Browns Memorial, now mind you, I'm clean. So I'm in a spiritual program. And the program is not based on religion. It's based on spirituality. And believing in something. First, it's all about learning to believe back in you. Trusting in you is gaining a relationship with you. But understanding that you didn't create all that on the outside. So something greater, much more powerful than you created that stuff. You get what I'm saying? So that's why when we say it's an outside, well, inside out thing, because one, you got to get to know who you are and believe and start trusting and loving and caring about yourself, having respect for yourself, having compassion for yourself. So when I listen to what I'm saying, because that's why I said my journey has started becoming spiritual. It was like a one-on-one connection. No different than my wife. No different than my children. No different than my family members. But I'm the one that had to be completely connected with self. But it was a source outside of me that was more powerful than me. Because left alone to my own thoughts, ideas, and if I'm not careful, I will slowly but surely try to take my own life, not realizing what I'm doing. I did it before. And I was sharing it with somebody early. How I seen my life hitting. Either I was going to, it was spiraling out of control. Either I was going to end up killing myself. No, I apologize. I was going to end up killing somebody. I seen it. Or somebody was going to end up killing me. That's just how my life was spiraling out of control. I seen it. It was like I was losing control. And my biggest fear, I'm telling you, I don't know about none of y'all, I don't like prison. I never been in prison like that, but I didn't get locked up until I turned 61. And I spent 11 months over the prison. But guess what? I don't like to be bound. I don't like to be bound, family. Some people do. I don't. I like the freedom I have. I'll be right back.